been thinking for days and days what to write for the speech. And I felt mentally and emotionally so paralyzed. I couldn't move beyond this feeling of being stuck. Being stuck in recycling words, emotions, and causes we fight for. The realization that a lot is changing, but at the same time it's not. Because in 2022, we still have to gather here for the same reasons why our ancestors started the Stonewall riots in 1969. I don't want to waste too much of my time demanding justice to regimes and systems who only care about their own profits and privileges. Instead, I want to take this time I have here to address our own agency as the LGBTQIA+ community. To take matters into our own hands and simply do the next best thing. I must say, however, that I don't believe that we can call ourselves a community at the moment. Because I feel that the understanding of each other's positions, privileges, and awareness around different forms of oppression and marginalization is still very much lacking. We need to learn how to relate to each other's differences without being indifferent. It's about time that we collectively start to understand that queer emancipation equals resisting racism, sexism, classism, ableism, transphobia, xenophobia, and homo-nationalism. Queer emancipation means refusing rainbow capitalism and pinkwashing, and using our movement to perpetuate or mask other forms of oppression. Queer emancipation is pro-climate justice, pro-freeing Palestina, pro-sex workers, refugee, and indigenous rights. Queer emancipation is intersectional. If it's not intersectional, it's not queer emancipation. In the words of Sylvia Rivera, it would be wonderful if the movement took care of its own. So my question is, how are we taking care of our own, of each other? How we feel matters, and it creates matter. It creates language, thoughts, and actions, which in exchange make us feel again. So I also want to take a moment here to address mental health in our community. Apart from the reality that queer and trans people are still being murdered and attacked, the LGBTQI+ community suffers from the highest rates of depression and suicide. Our mere existence is confronting and questions the norm. We shed a light on what needs to change, and most people out there are not ready to lose their comfort and privileges, or to simply understand you.
Thank you.
So if along the way, the light at the end of the tunnel seems blocked, I want you to remember on whose shoulders you stand. Remember your legacies and that you're not alone. Because individualism, separation, and isolation are instruments to keep us and drown us in these oppressive systems. Our antidote is their refusal and committing to our collective wounds in togetherness. So reach out and look out for each other. Next to reclaiming our pride, I want to propose a thinking exercise. To use the notion of queer as a verb instead of identity, because we need to spend more time reimagining ourselves outside of the hegemonic systems and their outdated fantasies. What does it mean to queer our imaginations, our desires, our visions for the future? To practice the questions, what else and how can this be done differently? Transformative justice happens on different scales and timeline. We must therefore not forget that the personal is also highly political and that transformation is a daily practice. So never underestimate your own power and agency to create the most tiniest of change every day, every day, every day. Every step towards a more just future, whether it's giant or a baby step, is a step in the right direction. Thank you.